What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to our channel, Honest Hockey Takes. Today we'll be doing our award prediction for this upcoming NHL season.
Yeah, so how this is going to work, guys, is we got 8 awards for you today, pretty much the 8 most popular ones that there are. And what we're going to do is me and Howin have come together and we've picked a top 3 consensus finalists. And what we're going to do is we're each going to tell you which of those 3 we have as our winner for the award this year, as well as add on a dark horse candidate that has an outside shot at winning the award. All right, guys, so we're going to start off with probably the most prestigious award of all, the MVP, the Hart Trophy. Now, our consensus top 3 for this award are Connor McDavid from the Edmonton Oilers, Kirill Kaprizov from the Minnesota Wild, and Cale Makar from the Colorado Avalanche. And for this, my winner is Connor McDavid. I know, it seems like a layup because he's obviously the best player in the league, and he's been nominated for this award pretty much every year that he's played, minus his rookie year. But I just can't see him going another year without winning this trophy. I think the guy's going to put up over 120 points again, probably lead the league, and he's going to carry the Oilers to probably the top position in that Pacific Division.
My pick for the Hart Trophy for this upcoming season will be Kirill Kaprizov from the Minnesota Wild because A, he's my favorite player, and B, Kirill Kaprizov, I think he's the best player on the team by far. He had more than 30 points than the next player on the team last season. I feel like he's going to be the hardcore driver of this team. The success of this team is going to be based on how Kirill Kaprizov is going to do. So I pick Kaprizov.
Okay, yeah, no, I can see that. I mean, it's very possible. I mean, we both agreed with him being in our top 3. So my dark horse candidate for this award, and when we say dark horse, we mean this is definitely going to be a bit of a reach, guys, so don't expect it. I have Jack Hughes from the New Jersey Devils. And my logic behind this is Jack Hughes is honestly very underrated and a heck of a great player. And I think he has that outside shot at putting up 100 points. And you know what? If Jack Hughes puts up 100 points this season and somehow the New Jersey Devils go from a team that is in the lottery for the NHL draft and become a playoff team, I think he has a real shot at the award.
My dark horse will be Artemi Panarin from the New York Rangers. The reason why I picked him is because he's been nominated before, and people forget how freaking good this player is. Last year he had a little bit of a down year, unfortunately, but I feel like he's going to pick it right back up, and he's going to kill it this year.
Yeah, he was pretty quiet last year. I could see him bouncing back a little bit. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yep. So the second award we have on queue is the Norris Trophy, awarding to the best defenseman in the league. Number 1, we have Cale Makar from the Colorado Avalanche. Number 2, we have Adam Fox from the New York Rangers. And number 3, we have Roman Josi from the Nashville Predators. Personally, I feel like Cale Makar is going to win. I just feel like he's the undisputed best defenseman in the league.
That's fair. No, honestly, I got the same winner. I also have Cale Makar winning this. And once again, it sounds like a free layup. But if Roman Josi didn't win last year with how many points he put up, and with the youth that Cale Makar brings to the lineup, he's got so much energy. The guy's still under 24 years old. I just can't see him not winning a back-to-back here.
Yeah, my dark horse for this award will be Miro Heiskanen from the Dallas Stars because I like this player too. Just kidding. Oh well, not just that. Miro Heiskanen is going to be taking an expanded role this season. We've been saying this in other videos that we did, but he's going to play expanded role. I hope that he's going to play PP1, and I think he will play PP1. So he's the most valuable player on that team, in my opinion.
My dark horse candidate for the Norris is going to be Thomas Chabot from the Ottawa Senators. I feel like consistently for all these years that he's been in the league, he's been an underrated player, but he's also someone who's logging 27, 28, sometimes up to 30 minutes a game. If this team becomes a playoff team and he goes plus, I think that he's going to start getting more recognition across the league, and if his point numbers can come up in the 60s to low 70s, he would have a real shot at maybe being a nominee or stealing this award.
That was a good pick.
Yeah, I liked yours too. Honestly, Heiskanen with the ice time and new offense, you never know.
Yeah.
Next up on the queue, we have the Art Ross Trophy, presented to the player with the most points in the NHL season. And our 3 nominees we have are Connor McDavid from the Edmonton Oilers, Nikita Kucherov from the Tampa Bay Lightning, and Leon Draisaitl from also the Edmonton Oilers. Blech. But of these three, I have to say, I have Connor McDavid once again. I foresee him being at least 5 to 10 points ahead of second place this year and coming away with this trophy unless he gets hurt, basically.
My pick would also be from the Edmonton Oilers, Connor McDavid. I just feel like he's the best player in the league. And he's just, in terms of point production, he's just going to have like probably 10 more points than the next player on the list. I mean, to me, Kucherov was close, but the injuries worry me a little bit with him. But I just feel like Connor McDavid is the undisputed number one in terms of point getter in the league.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah.
My dark horse for this award, I actually have Mitch Marner. And once again, let me preface this. This is a dark horse. It's not that I per se think Mitch Marner has a real shot at catching Connor McDavid for this, but I think there is a path where he could have the most points in the league. He's playing with Austin Matthews, who was very close last year to being up there in points. But Matthews tends to miss a few games every year, whether it be 10 to 15. And in those games, Mitch still performs quite well. So honestly, if he's racking up all these points playing alongside Matthews, and a couple of these other top guys maybe miss a few games, I think there's a real chance that he could go 100, 110 points and have a shot at this award.
My dark horse for this trophy will be Kirill Kaprizov from the Minnesota Wild. Because A, I love this player, and two, he had 108 points last season playing with Zuccarello and Hartman. So I know that it was a high year for those other guys on the team, but I feel like he is so good that he's just going to improve this upcoming season. He's still fairly young. I just feel like he's going to take over in the points section. I think he's going to beat last year's point totals.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't think anyone's beating Connor, but I mean, hey, we had to take a dark horse stab at it.
Yeah.
So.
So our next award on cue is the Rocket Richard Trophy, which awards to the highest scoring player in the league. At number 1, we have Austin Matthews from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Number 2, we have Kirill Kaprizov from the Minnesota Wild. And number 3, we have Alexander Ovechkin from the Washington Capitals. And my winner will be, even though Kaprizov's my favorite player in the world, I'm going to have to pick Austin Matthews. He scored 60 last season. I can't see why he can't do that again with playing on a line with Mitch Marner. And even, to be honest, even Bunting is pretty good on that line. So, and playing on that lethal power play that Toronto Maple Leafs have, I just feel like he's going to score 60 again.
Yeah, I feel that Ovechkin is a little too old now to win this award. I mean, I still think he can get up to 50 goals. Unfortunately, I don't think 50 goals will be enough this year because I have Matthews probably around the 56, 57 mark. So I have Matthews once again repeating as the Rocket Richard winner this year. His line is just too good. He's in his prime. He's younger than Ovechkin. And I can't see Kaprizov quite getting up to like the mid-50s for goals this year, as great as he is.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
My dark horse for this award will be Patrick Laine from the Columbus Blue Jackets. I know this is a interesting one, but he was a runner-up a few years ago, competing against Alexander Ovechkin. I just feel like one of Patrick Laine's biggest strengths is his shooting and his ability to score goals. And I feel like he'll be a very motivated player this year, playing, especially with the team acquiring a superstar in Johnny Gaudreau this year, who is an elite passer. So I feel like his production should ramp up this season, especially with his goals totals.
Wow, that's quite a ballsy pick. I'm not going to lie to you. My dark horse for this award is Kyle Connor from the Winnipeg Jets. Now, once again, it's like some of the other dark horses. The odds are very slim that he actually wins this award. But my basis behind this is Kyle Connor has scored over 35 goals almost every year of his career. He is consistent. He always is going to be in that mix for top 7, top 8 scorers in the entire league. And I guess if he got on a run and went on a little bit of a streak, I think he has a shot at 50 goals. And you never know with Matthews' health or Ovechkin at that age, if they per se have a down week or two, there's a chance Kyle Connor could catch them, albeit unlikely.
Good pick.
All right, next up we have the Calder Trophy for the best rookie of the year. Our top 3 candidates are Matty Beniers, Seattle Kraken, Cole Perfetti, Winnipeg Jets, and Marco Rossi from the Minnesota Wild. And for this, I have Matty Beniers from the Seattle Kraken. Matty Beniers had a debut last year for 10 games. The guy put up 9 points. He is going to be used as Seattle's focus point for offense. He's already dominated the preseason, looked fantastic, and the guy's style is very mature beyond his years. I have Matty Beniers winning this fairly comfortably this year.
Oh, I have the same pick. Matty Beniers from the Seattle Kraken. You know, he is the best player on the team already, and he's the main guy. He's essentially the Connor McDavid of the Seattle Kraken, if you think about it. He is the main center. He's the most important player in the franchise right now. So, yeah, I see no one else but him winning that Calder this year.
For my dark horse for this award, I have Andrei Kuzmenko from the Vancouver Canucks. Now, Andrei Kuzmenko is coming from the KHL, where he led the league in points. He's going to be playing on a line with Elias Pettersson, and the guy is 26 years old. So basically, he's the Michael Bunting of this year. And I really think he has an outside shot of winning this award. One, because he has the extra 5-6 years of experience that these other players don't have. But two, he's going to be playing on a line with very good players and on a power play that is ridiculously stacked. I think there is a real shot that he can make an upset for this award and put up, say, 70 to 75 points, more likely than some of the young kids can.
Yeah, this is an interesting one, the Kuzmenko, because he reminds me of Panarin. He can potentially be Panarin.
You never know, right?
Exactly. He won the Calder that year that he came in at like 25 years old, 24 years old, Panarin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But my pick for a dark horse will be Jack Quinn from the Buffalo Sabres. This is a tough one for me to find a dark horse, but I have to pick someone, so I just feel like Jack Quinn can score a lot of goals, and hopefully he can hit at least 20, 25 goals this season. That would be pretty sick.
He definitely can score.
Yeah.
He lit up the AHL last year, so I think that's a decent pick.
Yeah, I feel like him and JJ Peterka should be coming up together this season to the team.
Should be interesting.
And he should have familiarity playing with JJ Peterka. So, and then they got other players on the team like Jeff Skinner and Alex Tuck, obviously, that he will have the opportunity to play with on the power play. So, yeah, that's my pick.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah. So the next award I'm presenting on the queue is the Selke Award, which is award to the best defensive forward on the team. And at number 1, I have Patrice Bergeron from the Boston Bruins. Number 2 would be Elias Lindholm from the Calgary Flames. And number 3, I have Sasha Barkov from the Florida Panthers. And my pick will be Sasha Barkov. I really love this player. I think in my mind, he's one of the best players in the league in terms of playing a full two-way game. He is an elite scorer. In my mind, he's an elite passer, elite scorer, point getter. And at the same time, he takes care of his defensive side really, really well. Just a big size man. He can just hit players, play well in the corners, play well on the boards. Just love this player.
Yeah, actually, that is also my winner, is Alexander Barkov from the Florida Panthers. Now, I absolutely love Alexander Barkov because his two-way play is just, in my opinion, almost unmatched by anyone except for our other nominee, Patrice Bergeron. However, I think at this age, Patrice Bergeron's best years are probably going to start being behind him. It's his last year in the NHL. And I don't think he's going to go out with this award. Barkov's just a lot faster right now. His stick work is amazing. And I feel like Florida's team, after that loss to Tampa last year, is going to make a big focus on the defensive game because they scored so many goals last year in the regular season, but they weren't playing playoff hockey. And now that they know that to win, they have to play a certain way in the playoffs, I think in the regular season, the coach and the team is going to work on their forwards back checking harder and the team just playing an all-around, more team defense-oriented game.
Yeah. My dark horse for this award will be Ryan O'Reilly from the St. Louis Blues. And I watched him play in the playoffs this past season, and he was terrific. Even in the Colorado series, he was the main guy going against that first line. And I in my mind, I thought he did really, really well. To me, he's still an elite defensive centerman in this league, which is crazy because he's won this award before, but I really have high hopes on Ryan O'Reilly. I think he is terrific.
Cool. I like that, actually. He's consistently a good defensive forward, so I can't hate on that.
Yeah.
My dark horse for this award is Mitch Marner from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, I know this guy gets a lot of flack, mainly because he makes over $11 million, or just under $11 million, but this guy is a heck of a good defensive forward, guys. He kills penalties all the time. He's on the first penalty kill. The guy is being looked at by the team right now in reports to playing certain situations in defense late in third periods. I think that his two-way game is very underrated. He blocks shots. He really will sell out for the team, and he back checks hard, especially for a winger, which you don't see too often. Usually it's the centers that are going to be nominated for this award, but I think he has an outside shot at it for sure. Next up, we have the Vezina Trophy, awarded to the league's top goaltender. Our three nominees are Igor Shesterkin, New York Rangers; Andrei Vasilevsky, Tampa Bay Lightning; and UC Saros from the Nashville Predators. And my winner for this award, for a back-to-back for the first time in a while, is Igor Shesterkin. I think that he showed he is such an insanely talented goalie last year, especially in the playoffs after a good regular season. But also on top of that, I think this team has a good enough defense to really help him and take away good quality shots. So basically he's only going to have to worry about perimeter shots and a couple shots here and there from good scoring position. And they just have an all-around good team. So I think he has a real shot at 40 wins. And if a goalie wins 40 wins, their chance at the Vezina is pretty good.
You know what's funny? I have this exact same one. I have Igor Shesterkin again. He's just playing on a really good team. I watched him in the playoffs last year. Man, that defense is just good, especially with Ryan Lindgren.
And it's young. It's only improving. It's getting better.
Ryan Lindgren, Keandre Miller, all those guys on the team that just makes his life easier. And we watched him in that Pittsburgh series where he didn't play his best, but he progressively just got better and better and better. And you can really see just how good this goalie is. I feel like Igor Shesterkin's on the rise right now. He's just in my opinion, I think he will very soon take over as the best goalie in the league.
Yeah, I think that as great as Vasi is, he's obviously, I think, best goalie by far in the last 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
But I don't think the defense is going to be as good for him this year with some of losing Ryan McDonough.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to hurt him, especially in the regular season stats this year.
Yeah, so I have that same one.
My dark horse for this award is going to be Jake Ottinger from the Dallas Stars. Now, I think Jake Ottinger has a lot going for him. As we saw against Calgary last year, he looked quite dominant in that playoff series. But it's not just that. This team plays consistently a team defensive game. They don't really allow a lot of goals in general and haven't for years. But on top of that, he's young, he's spry, he's got the energy, he's very fast with his movements, and his positioning is very sound. And I think that if he were to actually take the Stars with a very bad offense to the playoffs and carry them, keeping a pretty good save percentage and goals against, I think he has an outside shot at stealing this award.
My dark horse will be Thatcher Demko from the Vancouver Canucks. To me, I feel like this is already a top 5 goalie in the league. But I feel like the Vancouver Canucks, are a better team than they were in the last year. And I feel like he's going to be the main driver of this team. I feel like all the guys up front that we mentioned up front in terms of goal scoring will be better. Usually when a team can score more goals, it's going to help the goalie. So they won't have as much pressure to make all these saves. And even if he has to, we've seen that before in years past, especially in that second round against Vegas Golden Knights 2 years ago, where he absolutely stole some of those games.
Demko can definitely steal some games,
yeah.
Honestly, and I think I like your pick because I do think Vancouver will be a lot better this year, and I do have them as a playoff team.
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, good pick. I like it. It's a good dark horse there.
And the last award we have is we didn't want to leave out any of the coaches, unfortunately. You know they're still part of the team. So
yeah, coaches matter, guys.
Coaches matters. So I'm going to present the Jack Adams Award, who we feel are the finalists. And the finalists that we have is number 1, Jay Woodcroft of the Edmonton Oilers, Dean Evason from the Minnesota Wild, and number 3, I have Gerard Gallant from the New York Rangers. Personally, my favorite to win will be Dean Evason, actually, from the Minnesota Wild. The reason why I have him over guys like Jay Woodcroft, I know Jay Woodcroft's a very good coach. I mean, I live here in Edmonton, so I've seen him, how good he is. But the thing is, Dean Evason, the way he makes that team elite with those players that he has, like especially making Ryan Hartman having career years, the way he utilized guys like Freddie Gaudreau, the guys that he utilized, Matt Boldy and all these guys, it's unreal. I can't wait to see how he does with Calen Addison, right? Calen Addison,
yeah.
And Marco Rossi this year. These new rookies coming up, I can't wait to see That third line that they have with Joel Eriksson Ek, with Marcus Foligno and Jordan Greenway, that line is one of the best shutdown lines in hockey right now. And the big reason is Dean Evason. He just knows how to have the team play a proper team structure to win games.
Yeah, as you can see, guys, Howin is fully on the Minnesota Wild train this year. Like, his whole predictions for everything we've talked about those last couple of weeks is all locked on Minnesota. So feel free to flame him in the comments if Minnesota starts out like 0-3, okay, guys? But my nominee I got here for this award is Gerard Gallant from the New York Rangers. Now, I think he kind of got a little robbed last year because of Sutter winning this award from Calgary. But I do think that he's going to be right back in the nominations, and he has a very good chance to win this award. The reason I have him at first is because I think this team got even better in the offseason than it already was. And last year, they already made that run to the Final Four and put up like well over 100 points. I could see him having some insane record with like 25 to 30 more wins than losses. And just it's going to be hard for the voters to ignore the type of impact that he made on this team, because this team didn't used to be a playoff team before he got there. So
all right, and my dark horse for this one, I'm gonna get flamed so hard for this one, but
can't be any more wild on this, so that's good.
It's gonna be John Tortorella from the Philadelphia Flyers. See? Yeah, you guys can flame me all you want, but I've seen he won 2 Jack Adams Award, I believe, and I remember the time when he took over that Columbus Blue Jackets team, how he transformed that team into a winning culture, to a good, strong hockey team where they consistently start making playoffs every year. I hope to see that from him, but it could be that, or it could be the time when he took over Vancouver Canucks, where he was just not that good there. So I don't know. I just feel strong in John Tortorella and how he coaches a team, how he disciplines the players. That's why I have John Tortorella.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a little bit of a wild pick.
That's kind of wild. I don't know if they're even going to be. They're going to be in the Bedard sweepstakes. I don't know how he's going to win this award, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see about that. Hopefully, they beat the New York Islanders.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, inside joke from a previous video, but this guy is a little loopy. So my dark horse candidate for this award is Sheldon Keefe from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, I know this is kind of a weird one because we don't really hear about Sheldon Keefe very much, but I do believe that Toronto has a very good shot this year at being right atop the teams in the league. So I think Toronto really has a real shot this year at winning the President's Trophy. And I think, judging by the way this award works, if a team like Toronto wins the President's Trophy, their coach is going to get consideration. He's going to be in the nominations. And if, say, they win like a franchise record amount of wins, I think that he's going to get a lot of the credit for it. And that would give him a real shot to win this award.
Yeah, that's a good pick. But yeah, I think that wraps it up.
That wraps it up. Pretty much from here on out, guys, we're going to be working on in-season content. This is like the last of our prediction videos that we're going to be submitting. But if you guys have any different predictions, please leave it in the comments below because we'd love to hear it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this hockey season.
Yeah, this was a fun video to make. But
yeah, it was good. Can't wait for the season to start.
Yep.
All right.
Anyways, enjoy. Bye.